What's up, YouTube? Today, I'm coming at you with a different idea. Something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but I have not yet started. And that is tier lists. S- And I'm sure you've seen plenty of tier lists around. And what's the one everybody starts off with? That's right, you guessed it. A fast food tier list. I am going to be ranking at least the places I know from of these. Your favorite fast food places or least favorite from the following categories: top tier, great, good, okay, meh, and the absolute doggiest of the dogs. Now, first of all, let's start off by getting everything that we don't know off. I've never had Baja Fresh before. Wouldn't know. Bojangles, never heard of it. Boston Market, Blimpie. Checkers, Church Chicken, Cookout. Uh, In and Out. I live in Seattle and we do not have In and Out, unfortunately. I've heard it's great, but wouldn't know. Jollibees, never heard of it. Long John Silver. What on earth is that? Noodles Company, Mo. Uh, I've heard PDQ is good, but I think that's a South thing. Penn Station. Portillo's, never heard. Potbelly, never heard. I don't think I've ever been there. I've had Roy Rogers the soda. I didn't even know there was a restaurant chain called that. Interesting. Never had this. Never had this. Never had this. Shake Shack, I've heard that's good, but I wouldn't know. Never had Taco Cabana. I've never been to a Waffle House, but I hear it's the food there is can be like I don't know, it's just waffles, right? I've had White Castle burgers, like like the microwavable foods, like the ones you buy in like 30 packs and you just stick them in the microwave. Those are not bad, but I don't know if that's a justification for ranking them, so they're not going on the list. As for what's next, let's see. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I've never had Whataburger. I've heard it's pretty good. It's a shame. I don't think I've had Wiener Schnitzel either. And I don't know what this is. Am I missing anything? I don't think I've had Raising Canes. I don't think I've had that. All right, this is the list. Here we go. Fast food tier list, or at least my version of it, going in. A&W. Now, A&W has some pretty sick root beer, not gonna lie. I do fuck heavy with the root beer. As for the actual food, the one time I went in A&W, it was like one of those chains where I think there was like a Wendy's and A&W. I don't know if it was a Wendy's, but there was like another restaurant inside of it. Maybe it was Subway. I'm not sure. Uh, I remember the burger being okay. It was very okay. I like I would almost consider this like a when you think of a good fast food place, you're not thinking of like A&W, but you're not thinking of terrible. Their fries were pretty bad, granted, but their burger was like okay. I wouldn't rank it high. I would almost say like this is the bar to be mediocre. Maybe we'll change it from that meh is kind of mediocre. We'll put it at okay. Arby's, get the fuck out of here. Yes, unless you like the mozzarella sticks, Arby's has to be one of the most disgusting places ever. Now with Arby, you have to think. One, the service there is always abominable. Not the worst, but not good. And two, all my experiences with going to Arby's, I would get like the sandwich. I think it would be like the roast beef and cheddar, and it would be like you would take off the top bun, and it would be the most like pathetic sight you've ever seen in your life. Sorry to all my Arby's lovers, but I'm sure there's I'm sure most would agree with my placement there. Burger King. Now Burger King has two things going for it. It has some people like the fries, but honestly like I cannot be fucked with the fries. I think Burger King has solid ices. You know, you can't the thing about McDonald's is you can't go to McDonald's and get an icy, you know. You go to Burger King for the icy, and there's also Whoppers. And Whoppers are pretty good. Not gonna lie. I do fuck heavy with the Whoppers. But everything else on their menu is disgusting. Everything else. So I'm gonna put it in meh just for that reason, for having such little variety. Like the fact that your entire franchise is built off of a single menu item. It's kind of pathetic, you know? Carl Jr.'s. I actually like Carl Jr.'s. And the reason for that is every time I ever get food, I almost always get like a double cheeseburger, you know? I love lots of meat, cheese, you know? When I go to a burger joint, I'm not expecting to eat healthy. I'm expecting to get good food that's going to fill me up. And Carl's Jr. does exactly just that. Carl's Jr., big portion sizes, big big patties, and the meat quality, you know, like obviously I'm not going to put it compared to like diner level burgers. But it's pretty good when you consider like Burger King or AMW on the list. Like it easily beats out those. We don't even need to mention this. All right, Chick-fil-A. Oh my god. It's hard, you know? It's hard to go against the grain on this one. You know, I know Chick-fil-A has had its problems in the past, you know, like it supports like religious foundations for charities, and it also is like I think like the CEO or something was homophobic, but I can't lie, they make some pretty banger food, and the frozen lemonade. Oh my god. The frozen lemonade is so good. And the sauce. Chick-fil-A has literally engineered like one of the tastiest sauces for your fries. Yeah, it's probably pure sugar, but it tastes pretty good. I can't lie. Chipotle. Chipotle is great. I'm going to put it in great territory. It's very healthy, at least healthier than other fast food options, you know. You have a lot of variety. I don't know if Taco Del Mar is on this. Is Taco Is Del Taco? I'm gonna consider Del Taco Del Mar. Maybe I'm not considering it, but Del Taco is gonna be Taco Del Mar, and I would almost consider Taco Del Mar a downgraded. No, you know I would consider a downgraded Chipotle. Taco Del Mar. It's very easy to eat there. You know. Um, I always feel like I'm gonna get diabetes when I go there. To be honest, you know, it's very not good for you, and honestly, it makes Chipotle seem like the holy grail sometimes in terms of the quality. You know, maybe Chipotle is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth the price increase. You know, Calvers. It's I will say there's only been one time I've ever been to a Calvers, and the story behind it is hilarious. That it makes me horrendously like in a bad position to give out this review. Um, I could put it in I don't know, or I could use that one experience to judge the entirety of it and upset everyone making this list. So that's what I think I'll do. I'd put it good. I don't know rankings wise with Carl Jr.'s. I'm only gonna rank top tier and great. How about that? Calvers is it's good. You know, I like it. Gets the job done. It feels like a good diner experience despite being a chain, you know? Uh, and it's definitely like I would say at least like from like an ambiance level, like eating in there, there's much more of a notable experience than anywhere else you'll get on this list, outside maybe Chipotle. Um, it's solid, you know. Denny's. Funny enough, I actually went to Denny's recently, and you know what I did? I got a burger there. I got a burger and I got some fries, and I gotta say their burger was pretty good. I would honestly consider their burgers better than Burger King alone, you know? Uh, that being said, it's pretty bad for you, you know? A lot. I guess judging from a health perspective, like there's no way any of these are good for you either. But at the same time, would I consider a burger from Denny's better than Calver's or Carl's Jr.? And also like the sheer amount of variety they have with pancakes. I would put it in good territory, you know. I would say it's above these options. Um, but it's definitely not at the top. Putting Denny's in great territory would be a crime because let's be honest, they're not that great. Uh, Domino's. Oh boy. All right. Domino's. I went for college. I went to WSU, right? Washington State University. And fun fact, WSU has the highest grossing single Domino's chain. Like the shop that's open there is the highest grossing chain or Domino's pizza out of all Domino's, you know? Like globally. It's that crazy. And there was some crazy deals like where I could get pizza for you could get like two medium pizzas for $6 each, you know? I think it was called Palouse Code back then. I don't know if they still have it active. You're welcome to try if it works. But it's good. Domino's is like always like the reliable pizza option, you know? I feel like sometimes with Pizza Hut, you get completely screwed, or I don't know, just something happens, or like there's more variability. Domino's, you always know what you're getting, you know. Uh, you're always gonna get the semi poorly cut pieces, you know. Uh, Lots of cheese and lots of sauce. They give you a lot of customizations. There's lots of discounts. I would consider Domino's good fast food pizza. If you don't know what you want to get, then Domino's is a safe bet. Dairy Queen. Now, Dairy Queen, it depends. If you ask me to rate their food, I would put them in fucking dog shit. Dairy Queen food is a crime. Like, you could probably get food poisoning by going to Dairy Queen enough times. But they do have some pretty fire shakes. Not gonna lie. And like blizzards, oh my god, nowhere else does a blizzard outside Dairy Queen. So for that alone, I think it'll balance out around okay. Like it's a good dessert place, but don't you dare ever think about going there for food. It's so bad. The most dry patties you will ever have in your life. Five Guys. Five Guys is a classic for me. Oh my god. I think I'm actually gonna put Five Guys above Chick-fil-A. The downside is they don't have ranch, you know, but nothing beats out their burgers. Their burgers are so good. They also have Mellow Yellow as soda, and nowhere else sells Mellow Yellow outside like the soda machines that you got to go to like specific places. Like they need to have like that advanced soda machine, which not every fast food joint will have, you know. It's just hard to compare to Five Guys. I haven't been there in like probably like a year, so it's been a moment for me. But outside like a local diner and like a very expensive steak place that I've had better burgers at, Five Guys is probably reigning on top, you know? Like no chain restaurant is going to beat a Five Guys burger. They're just on a different level. And they do have pretty banger fries if you're into ketchup. I'm not, you know, which kind of sucks. Maybe I'll start bringing ranch containers in when I go. Maybe that's the move. I hop. Did I not? Did I not rate this? Oh, I rated Denny's. I had the burger at. Oh, I'm totally getting these. Okay, I got the burger at Denny's. IHOP, on the other hand, it just, I think IHOP, the one time I went there, I got like red velvet pancakes. I think IHOP is basically just like, it's just a dessert breakfast place. And it's just, I would honestly put it at mediocre. Like, I would rather go to Denny's because it feels more like a diner. IHOP feels just like, we used to have this place called Old Country Buffet. And basically, it's like a buffet, where I live. Uh, it was a buffet with every one of the foods they added sugar in, you know? Like no matter what you get, it doesn't taste like normal food. You can taste the sugar and like preservatives in it cuz it's just sitting there all day. And when I think of IHOP, I think of like all the sugar foods that that place Old Country Buffet had. And I can't honestly, I got to put it in meh territory. It's not quite dog shit tier because it's still a breakfast place at the end of the day, and not a lot of places do breakfast like very well. But like, man, I don't think I'm ever excited to go on an IHOP. This is like you're on a road trip with friends, and it's just conveniently there, and so it's like I guess we'll go to IHOP. Jack in the Box. This is gonna come to a surprise to all of you. It's going in great. And the reason for that is the ultimate cheeseburger. The ultimate cheeseburger is probably, it would honestly like, I would, from a quality perspective, Five Guys is like way better cheeseburger, you know? But from a like junk food perspective, an ultimate cheeseburger is like one of the best junk food I could ever get. It's absolutely terrible for you. Just two patties, uh, potentially bacon if you want it. You have two layers of cheese, mustard, ketchup, zero veggies at all, no tomatoes, no onions, uh, no lettuce even. But oh my god, is it just so good? So good. And then they also have the Red Bull infusion. Oh, the downside is you got to deal with the worst service on the planet. I know I mentioned Arby's service, but Jack in the Box, like, you go there half the time and they don't even speak English, and you just like you have to fix that shit at the counter when you pull through. But I can't lie, dude. Their food slaps sometimes. Jersey Mike's. Okay. I'll do Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's together because I feel like they're competing. I feel like Jersey Mike's does the meats better, but Jimmy John's does the veggies better. And it kind of depends. And like Jimmy John's also does the bread better, but Jersey Mike's like the meat that they have is like far levels above Jimmy John's. So I guess it kind of depends what you're looking for. I would say the chips and like soda is pretty standard for both of them. Or like cookies. I don't think you're getting anything super special. But if I had to give one for personal preference, honestly, I would just both put them in good territory. Pretty like they can be like healthy options. I would say Jimmy John's is a little healthier, but they're pretty tasty when you're like craving a sub. Like I'm gonna put Subway on this list eventually, but these are leagues above Subway. More expensive, but like if either of Jersey Mike's or Jimmy John's is around, then you do not need to go to Subway. Unless you're looking for like straight junk food. Now, on to KFC. Now, KFC used to be one, like if you asked me 3 years ago, I would have put it in dog shit territory. Uh, it's not listed on here, but there's a place called Azel's that does chicken infinitely better than KFC. And like I'm sure a lot of you know about Azel's. I don't know why it's not on this list. It should be because Azel's is base. But I would have put it on this list 3 years ago. But recently, or I guess like a year ago, maybe two, they came out, or like they've started. I don't know what it is, but their service seems way better. They released the chicken sandwiches, and oh my god, they give you so much meat, so much. Like they give you more meat than Chick-fil-A. That I gotta put it in good territory. They completely turned it around, and KFC sauce is pretty banger. They. I think their Mountain Dew isn't nearly as good as Taco Bell, which is unfortunate. Um, Like the Baja Blast is way better than their Orange Sunrise Mountain Dew. It doesn't compare. But when you go to KFC, you're not going for the drinks. You know, you're going for the chicken. You're going for the food. You're going for the KFC sauce, and honestly, it does its job great. And I don't know why. You know, like previously, if you went into KFC, you would see like literal shit on the floor and smeared on the walls, and now when you go, it's clean. So they got their act together. Deserved ranking from KFC. Little Caesars. I think Little Caesars is great. Good. I'm gonna put it in good. My reasoning for that is it's cheaper than Domino's. You know, it's a cheaper option, and it feels like very fresh. And another reason why I love Little Caesars is like the people working there are always so chill. It has some of the best service I've seen like anywhere. You know, and like I'm sure all you guys know what I'm talking about. Like I think the people there, like they must have like a really good work culture because they must just love their jobs. It's just like it's such a good experience ordering from there. Yeah, it doesn't have the best taste or like super high quality, you know, but it gets the job done, you know. I definitely think it deserves more than okay, but I don't know if I'd put it on the category of the greats or the top tier. So, oh boy, I gotta hydrate for this one. McDonald's. I'm gonna get slack for this. I think McDonald's is meh, and my reasoning for that is look how expensive McDonald's has gotten. You know, 4 years ago, you could have gotten two burgers for $1. Now you get like two burgers for like $4. You know, a double quarter pounder probably costs like $6, $7. A McFlurry is like $4 now. You know, like McDonald's, you could like the price you pay sometimes to go there. You could actually go to a real diner and get real food. You know, like I think it was like the 10-piece chicken McNuggets is like $10 or something. Like the prices are not okay at McDonald's. You know, like I don't know why so many people still go to McDonald's. I don't know what the reasoning is. You know, maybe it's just because it's everywhere. I don't know if you guys saw the new smoothie chain. It's like a Dutch Bros equivalent that they're making called it's like Cosmix. I think that's what yeah, that's what it's called. It's like $5 for 16-ounce cups. Is you know, like they're just scamming people now. You know, I will always advise to go anywhere else other than McDonald's. I think it's aggressively overrated. I don't know what the incentive is to go for there. If you want chicken nuggets, sure, I guess, you know, but I think you're honestly better going to the grocery store and getting chicken nuggets because I think they'll taste better and be cheaper. Panda Express. I think Panda Express is good, you know. Not none of these options. It has its own niche. None of these options are just going to scratch your Chinese itch, you know. Like these are all like burger joints or like breakfast places or whatever it be, you know, like Mexican. Panda Express is in a league of its own, you know. Yeah, like for its price you could go to an actual Chinese restaurant. But like sometimes you just want cafeteria food. Sometimes you want to take to go, you know? And like the orange chicken, uh honey walnut shrimp, you know, there's a couple other options. Like all the entrees here are just so good, you know. Yeah, like it's probably not healthy, but neither is Denny's, neither is Carl's Jr., neither is Calver's. Jack in the Box definitely isn't, you know. Like it's honestly like Panda Express is based, you know. I feel like every place like it doesn't hurt having a Panda Express around, you know. Be careful with ordering the large soda sizes though. The large soda sizes looks like they give you literal diabetes. Like I've every time I order a small from there, I'm like a drink, I always get like dumbfounded by how big the smalls are. Panera Bread. I think Panera Bread is okay. I think Panera is too expensive to justify a lot of its prices. I think I like Panera, but the times where I'd go to Panera, I just go somewhere else because it's like rarely worth it, you know. I love the mac and cheese there, you know. But like even shopping in grocery stores, when I see Panera mac and cheese and I see another brand costing like two-thirds the price of it, I just go with the other brand, you know? And it usually tastes like pretty similar, you know? Maybe not as good, but like Panera's also fake cheese. It's not even real cheese, you know? So it's like, yeah, I like why go to a Panera when you could go to like an actual diner or a breakfast restaurant with your family, you know? Papa John's, I've actually never had Papa John's before. I should have put that on the list. I have never been to Papa John's though, because why would you go to, I don't know what this is either. Why would you go to a pizza place to get a pizza that's not even baked, that you have to bake for yourself? Like why not just go to a grocery store at that point, you know? It's cheaper, I'm sure. I don't understand what the incentive is to ever go to Papa John's. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? Pizza Hut. I think Pizza Hut is. I'm teetering on the brink between okay and meh, honestly. I think Pizza Hut has. Sometimes you do get a pretty banger pizza, you know? But I think a lot of Pizza Hut is just gimmicks. Like, their calzone. They have calzone, but, like, it didn't taste good when I had it, you know? Stuffed crust. But honestly, like, that crust makes you feel more stuffed than satisfied, you know? It feels like filler food. And like even just comparing Pizza Hut to like Domino's or even Little Caesars, I like it just feels like worse, I guess, you know? And also, you know, like there's been experiences I've had where I've called Pizza Hut and they just didn't take my order, you know? You would go there and they'd be like they would tell me and like that my order was not ready. Like or that like not that my order wasn't ready, but that I never even placed an order. And I'm like, who are you to tell me that I didn't place my order? You know, I called like 30 minutes ago. So I just can't rate them better than okay. You know, obviously like I think they're not quite meh territory. Um Although like I do kind of want to put it there to be honest, but I feel like that would be unjustified. So I'm going to stick them in okay. Popeyes. Popeyes is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good chicken, you know. I think it belongs next to KFC. I would put it in front of Jack in the Box, but below KFC. Popeyes is often like the Chick-fil-A alternative, you know. Although, like, I think there's some things that it's missing, you know. Like Chick-fil-A has the frozen lemonade, Chick-fil-A has the Chick-fil-A sauce. Popeyes does not have that. Granted, the chicken is still banger, you know. It's still amazingly great. You know, I just think it's missing that extra boost to push it into top tier. Qdoba, it's been a while since I've had Qdoba. It's been at least 6 years, you know. So I don't know how justified I could be in ranking this. Uh, but like I remember it was okay, you know. It wasn't like very memorable. I don't think it was bad, you know. I think it did the job. You feel full from it. I remember it being filler food. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if any opinion to you is glaringly like awful and you think I deserve to be criticized for it, then let me know in the comments below. Quiznos. I think Quiznos is meh. Honestly, like Quiznos was expensive. It feels like the sandwiches there are always mediocre. I remember like them having like a tiny soda selection too, and like the drinks always like no. I think the drinks were the only good part of going there whenever I was young. I probably went like when I was around like 8 years old to 10, because then it eventually closed down near us, you know. But I remember just never wanting to go there, and every time I go there, just eating for the sake of being full, you know. Honestly, I would put it dog shit if it wasn't the fact that I haven't been there for 10 years, you know. But honestly, like this is towards the bottom of the list for me. Sonic. Sonic. Some people have great experiences for Sonic. There was one time driving to Wazoo, a common route that you undergo, is you end up in Ellensburg, like trying to come from the west to drive there. And the Sonic I had in Ellensburg was like it burnt my burger. The burger was burnt. It tasted so dry, like the lettuce and ketchup were just like smeared on there, like coming off of the patty. It was the biggest disgrace I've ever seen. And I will never step foot in another Sonic again, you know? Disgraceful. I'd rather go to Arby's than a Sonic. Like, they ruined it. Whoever was working that shift for me, or that day I went, like, never deserves to work again. Or maybe it's Sonic that I hate. Who knows? Steak and Shake, I've heard is great. It's actually in Seattle now. It's pretty new. I have not been there though. I'll save it for the list, so I can't rate them. Subway. The more I go to Subway, the less I want to go there. The more you go to Subway, the more you feel bad for going there. The prices continue to raise. They put sugar in their bread. The only thing I ever like getting here is like a steak and cheese and a meatball sub. I don't think any other place does a meatball sub like Subway. So that's like its own niche, but it's just mediocre. Um, it doesn't compare to Jersey Mike's or Jimmy John's, and I think if you think it does, then maybe you just have bad taste buds. I don't know. Like Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's just taste so much higher quality than Subway. And I bet the ingredients are way fresher too. Like Subway feels just like junk food to me at this point. I think sandwiches are like almost supposed to be healthy. When I eat a sandwich, I'm eating it to be healthier than eating a burger. But Subway makes you almost feel like you're eating a burger sometimes. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Now listen, I haven't rated Taco Bell yet. Taco Bell was once a league of its own. And it still kind of is. There is no other place like Taco Bell. The 5-layer burritos, the chalupa, all the cool freeze flavors, Baja Blast. But recently, I've been a little bit more disappointed with Taco Bell. And the reasoning for that is like you've ever like gotten a box or something and then you open like your 5-layer burrito and it's like this big. It's like this big. Cuz I'm sure some of you have. Like they're like there's less sour cream in it, there's less meat in it, it's smaller portion sizes. They're actually getting sued now because dishonesty of what's shown on advertisements versus reality. And so like what I normally would have put a Taco Bell as like top tier, I don't think I could rate it higher as good anymore. It's still somewhere I'm gonna go frequently. But I can't say it's like quality anymore. Like at this point I'm going for the brand, not for not for like like Chipotle I would say has pretty good quality. Little Caesars, like the service there is amazing. But Taco Bell, like I mean I guess it's okay. It's not quite like Jack in the Box, but it's not great, you know? I guess you could argue to put it in great territory, but I feel like recently it hasn't been great. Like maybe I'm the only one that feels that, but Wendy's. I have not been to Wendy's too many times. I've probably been there like 3 times in the past like 4 years. Maybe like 2 times. And I think it's good. I think Wendy's is pretty good. I usually get like a Dave's double. I've heard it's pretty expensive, like recently. It's been a while since I've gone. I usually get the Dave's double, but I've heard they upcharged it now. Uh, but I remember it being like pretty good. It tastes way higher quality, at least like meat wise, than like McDonald's or Burger King. I remember the service being relatively okay. Uh, and while the dipping sauces were pretty mediocre, I remember liking the fries. And the most important thing about Wendy's is they have Frosties. And a McFlurry does not compare to a Frosty, and none of these places have something close to a Frosty outside maybe the frozen lemonade with Chick-fil-A. So I think Wendy's deserves good territory. On the last of the list, we have Wingstop, and Wingstop is going top tier. The Louisiana rub barbecue. Oh man, honestly, just for the Louisiana rub alone, Wingstop is in a tier of its own. No other places. I don't. Maybe I just haven't went to enough wings places. I see like wings over here and Zaxby's. I don't have any of those around. But Wingstop is great, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. If you don't like Wingstop, then you probably just don't like wings. They're pretty fast. It feels like grab and go. The service has always been like at least okay. I've never had a problem there. I've always had like relatively good service, I would say. And honestly, like it's kind of hard to rate like which one of these is better because Wingstop, like they're all different branches of food. This is chicken, this is burgers, this is wings. But if I had to pick, I think I'd probably do something like this. And if I had to rank my greats as well, I think I'd probably do this. Yes, I am putting KFC over Chipotle, but I'm not the biggest Mexican food fan, so you gotta understand. I think this is my list. Let me know if you guys have any disagreements. If you think this list is fucking dog shit, then let me know. Let me know so I can argue with you in the comments. But anyways, that is all. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.